Well, after previously pretty much kicking the possibility to the curb, it seems like Mike Colter, aka Luke Cage, might have changed his tune about playing the iconic superhero once again. In this video, we're going to dig in a couple minutes to what Mike Colter said recently, compare that to what he said in the past, and talk a little bit about the return of Luke Cage. Now, as many of you know, Mike Colter first showed up as Luke Cage in the first season of Jessica Jones, and this led to him appearing in his own series for 2 seasons, as well as reprising the role in The Defenders. Now, to be fair, some questionable decisions were made in Season 2, and it appeared that season wrapped up with Power Man becoming Harlem's new crime boss. Now, since then, Marvel Studios regained all the rights to Marvel television shows, and this not only included Daredevil, but also Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and everybody else that was part of that Netflix era. Now, Mike Colter has never sounded, well, particularly enthusiastic about returning to the role, but he seems to have changed his tune after seeing what's going on with Daredevil Born Again. Recently, he was talking to the team over at comicbook.com, and it appears to me his position has changed. He said, "I would love to explore it. If they found some story, some way, somewhere to take it, I think it's the right move." Now compare this to what he had to say earlier this year, which genuinely sounded much less enthusiastic about a potential return. In a separate interview he said, quote, "I don't stay up at night thinking about it, nor do I recall it unless someone brings it up. But I enjoyed the time. I don't look in the past. If it comes up, great, we'll talk about it. But right now, I'm past it." Now, you have to wonder what has changed between now and then, and I actually think it's Marvel Studios kind of getting their ducks in a row. It was clear the Marvel era was kind of waning, and Marvel seems to have grabbed the reins, righted the ship, and now is gathering, well, I think a new head of steam that's going to drive us into a new era. I honestly think Colter was looking at what was going on at Marvel Studios and was just a bit concerned about the direction everything was headed. And now that Marvel seems to be getting it right, listening to the fans and hitting home runs, well, I'm sure his attitude has changed, and the possibilities of him returning as Luke Cage definitely went up. Now, quite honestly, I would not be surprised to see him, along with Danny Rand and some of those other characters, find a way to return, maybe in Secret Wars. We know Secret Wars will bring lots of characters from various aspects of the multiverse, so it could be a good time to introduce those characters and bring them front and center into the MCU. If we don't see them then post-Secret Wars, there's a great spot for all of these characters, and that would be in Heroes for Hire. I could completely see a Heroes for Hire series in the aftermath of Mayor Fisk banning vigilantes. This series probably would include not only Luke Cage and Danny Rand, but probably see the return of Colleen Wing, Misty Knight, and several other of those supporting characters, as well as other Marvel heroes that didn't make it into the show, finding their way into a series that would be quite the unique take on the streets of New York, and definitely something Kevin Feige wants to do. Obviously, we're watching Luke Cage pretty closely. I really enjoyed the original series and think Mike Colter is near perfectly cast. Honestly, I think he's going to return, and I totally believe the increase in quality from Marvel is exactly why he's changed his mind. If this actually works out, well, we're going to have to wait and see.